Hi everyone, welcome back to my video watch blog. I know it's been a while since I did a video, but it's been a really busy summer. So thanks so much for being patient, and I hope you enjoy this latest video. Really excited to bring you the Rolex Milgauss Z Blue reference 116400 GV today. Borrowed it from a friend of mine. He's been wearing it for a year and a half. Really loves it. He is kind of an extroverted personality, and it just really goes along with the way that he carries himself. Really not a watch you see very often out in the wild, so again, really happy to bring it to you today. I mean, you can get some super crazy Rolex models if you spend enough money, like leopard print Daytonas and bejeweled GMT Masters and even S&M Datejusts. But those watches are so rare and so exclusive that they don't really skew our idea of Rolex as being a manufacturer of conservative business-like timepieces. So this Milgauss kind of gives us a breath of fresh air in that segment that's more affordable and more accessible to mainstream watch buyers. To give you a little bit of background, if you don't already know, the Milgauss is Rolex's take on the Scientist watch, designed to withstand strong magnetic fields and provide a very clear, easy to use timepiece for people working in and around those magnetic fields. Is anybody really going to use it like that these days? I would probably think not. But is it just another over-engineered tool watch and status symbol? I wouldn't also jump to that conclusion too quickly, because it really does blaze its own trail in the Rolex family and provides, a fresh take on the Oyster design. Of course, you've got a 40mm case here, 31 movement, not getting too technical with the details. But just look at that case back. Look how substantial that is. It's almost like a Rolex Sea Dweller back there in terms of the way that it protrudes from the main case. So the watch has a very, very thick look to it. And on the outside here, the 40mm case, quite substantial. But the lugs are a little bit more tapered than what you would get on the Submariner or GMT Master models. So it has a substantial yet still elegant look. Of course, the Milgauss line comes with the brushed center links on the Oyster bracelet, and as you can see, after a year and a half of wear, you've got some scratching going on. As I mentioned in previous videos, it's kind of a ongoing frustration with the polished center links, but it's undeniable that they give the watch a really upscale and beautiful look, along with that polished smooth bezel right there. Of course, can't talk about the Milgauss, especially this GV model, without talking about the green sapphire crystal. Now, if I tilt the watch around here, you can kind of see that it just electrifies the crystal with a green ring around the edge there. Just gorgeous. And you can see this on somebody's wrist from quite a distance and recognize that ring, especially if the light is catching it just right. Now you got to wonder who came up with this idea. Let's infuse the sapphire crystal with a green tint. Just magic in terms of Rolex design there. Also, this particular model, released in 2014, has the blue sunburst dial. I love the sunburst dial on my green Submariner, and this one's no different. When you get it in the direct sunlight, it just radiates outward from the center there and gives a little bit of extra pop. And last but not least, we've got orange thrown in the mix in terms of that lightning bolt second hand. You can't miss that. It is probably the most distinctive and wild feature on any modern Rolex sports watch. You combine that with the orange outer ring of numbers there and the Milgauss script, and you're like, how did the design team ever get past top management with this idea to combine blue, green, and orange all together in a Rolex watch? just a beautiful thing to behold, especially in the right lighting. So how does it wear on the wrist? It's very comfortable, like most Rolexes. It does sit up quite a bit just because of that large case back that I mentioned. And it is quite substantial feeling. It's hefty, it has weight to it, but overall it really has a nice presence on the wrist that's not too overwhelming. So, and it's not instantly recognizable as a Rolex because there's no Cyclops, there's no date function. The bezel is smooth. So, I mean, really, you'd probably wear this to the office and it would still be a little bit more under the radar than, you know, say a Submariner with the date. But really, overall, a nice wearing watch. So why would you choose a Milgauss? I guess you want to stand out a little bit. You want to be a little bit different than the average Rolex guy with a Submariner GMT. But I mean, it's just one of those watches that makes a statement. It just says, I'm not willing to go with the norm on this one. Does it make a nice addition to the collection? Yes, but I don't know if I'd have it as my only watch. I think that it's probably a little bit too focused to be an only watch. That said, you know, you can pair it with a lot of different shirts and clothes and things like that. What I'm really interested in is the longevity and the desirability of the watch. We're seeing some vintage Rolex Milgausses now going for really kind of interesting money on the market. And I'm just wondering if down the road somebody will say, hey, do you remember that blue, orange, and green one that they made back in the mid-2010s? I wish I had picked one of those up back then. I think it'll be interesting to see, you know, how much longer this watch is with us in this form, and sort of the cult following that it might generate, because it is that kind of watch. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this, and I've really enjoyed wearing it today, and I hope that I get a few more days with it before I have to give it back. But thanks for watching, have a great day, and we'll see you again soon.